Alright, lunch is done. We're going to do a little bit of Dune Awakening until the storms hit, because we do have some massive thunderstorms rolling in right now. So, I don't know how much I'll be able to get done. If I can get a couple hours in, it'll be nice. Alright. I think the first thing I probably need to do is get some duraluminum going. Oh, I could do a whole bunch of aluminium as well. But let's make 100 of these ingots. Get some more water going. I probably should have done the water first. I didn't think about that. Hold up. Stop. Forgot about that. I gotta make 4 filters first. One, two, three, 4. I did not check what the new decree is, too. By decree of the Landsrad Council, Great Houses. The Great House has been exclusive fabrication contract. Crafting costs reduced by 24%. What side won? Harkonnen side won this week. So the Atreides won last week. This week the Harkonnen won. Okay. Okie dokie. Why? Am I stock? Am I full? I'm full. Do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Okay. Grab those. Make sure that these are refining. Oop, what did I drop? Crystals. Yeah, take those. Okay, water filters are good. Duraluminum, good. How were the ribs? Not bad. I bought a weird cut they have at the store, and I wasn't happy with the cut, so they weren't exactly as tender as I wanted. But it's all good. The flavor was good. That's all that matters. All right. All right. I need to check this out. that's doing that. I've got another 777 aluminum ingots that I could potentially grab. I should probably just go get some more crystals. We'll do a quick crystal run. Man, I'm gonna have to make a different chest just so that I can have like... I need a gear chest is what I need. Yeah, let's just do a gear chest. We'll do that right back here. And this will be my current. Alright, better grab a fuel cell. We're good. Yeah, it's not hard to do. To die, it's not hard to die to radiation. It's happened to me a few times. Alright, let's see here. Time to go get roasted. Can't remember which one of these has enemies, because that's where I got fried yesterday. It was coming in there and getting shot at. Alright, I don't see anybody immediately attacking me. Sounded kind of close. told that island is safe. Somebody built a house on it. They're like, it's a safe island. I'm gonna build a house. I'm gonna build a shelter right here. That's funny. Yeah, the crystals are down in the radiation zone tombs. I'm getting close, Boring. I think a few more days of harvesting, I'll have enough to get my assault thopter built. I'm imagining things. Oh, I forgot to stash shit in the thopter. Be right back. That song is in my head because, irritatingly enough, I suspected it was going to happen, but here I'll share it with you guys here in a minute. My Death Stranding stream got hit with like 9 copyright dings on YouTube, and I went and checked out Kojima Productions website, and they literally tell people they have a website about streaming our game, and it literally says, we don't own all the tracks in the game, so anytime you hear music in the game, you should probably turn the music down so you don't accidentally get hit with a copyright. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It would be way better if you guys just had a streamer mode in your game to not allow those things to happen to the people who are streaming your game. Slightly annoyed by that. Man, I'll tell you what, this little island doesn't seem to have as much radiation as some of the other ones do. I don't see anything on that one. No. No! This is what happens, and you get stuck in the fucking... And I don't have my... Hang on! This is what happens, and I get stuck. And then you die to, like... Vehicle inventory. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Duck. Oh my god, I got out. Thank god. They gotta fix that shit. I'll get a little bit more. We'll do one more run, and then we're going to go back. Oh, I'm not going to fix my wings for a long time. They got a lot of love left in before I have to worry about replacing them or repairing them. We're going to take them all the way to the red. I am way too lazy to make a buggy and bring it down here. There's usually, yeah, there's an NPC right there who will get me if I'm not careful. Because this shit happens, and then I get stuck in my fucking buggy. This one and then boogie out. I mean, if you wanted to build a base down here on the southern edges of the sand, the problem is all the cool places here are built, so you would have to build it somewhere over here on a rock, and you would have to roll over here and try to get in there and then out again. It's not worth it to me. Like, the radiation ticking shit, it goes up so fast, it's not worth it to me to try to drive a buggy in there. I'm way more content just flying down. I go in, I go out, I go in, I go out, I go in and out like 3 times. I get however much. I get 1,000 ore in like three little boom doom doom. Takes me 10 minutes. I fly back to my base. I've got enough ore for the next 48 hours of production, 24, 48 hours of production. I'm fine. Yep. Now, if you're going to be doing massive commercial production, and you can manage to, you want to take the time to set up a whole base down there with all that, then yeah, it might be worth it. But I'm not doing commercial production, so it's not worth it to me. That was not from the Thopter. That was my own turret as a Mentat. Correct. East. Yeah, it's all worm food if you try to get there. There's a person who has a base right down here. There's a person who has a base right down here on that island. It's the only safe island out there. Everything else, like, there's a safe island there. Maybe somebody has something built there. I don't know. You'd probably build one here in the Western Vermilius Gap. But again, I'm not into commercial production, so it's not a big deal to me. What is today? Today's Monday, I think. I bet I have my ornithopter. I'll have it by the weekend for sure. I might have it before the weekend though. Considering inside of your ornithopter is not radiation free, I do not believe that your base is radiation free either. Because you most certainly still take damage inside of your ornithopter or your buggy. Early thoughts video for Death Stranding 2 went out about an hour ago. So that's up on YouTube right now. It's Tuesday, says United. Is it really? Tuesday. Yeah, I might have an ornithopter by. All right, I'm done with that. Let me switch out of this. Oh, speaking. So I gotta share you. This is too funny not to share. So, um, so we were streaming Death Stranding 2 today, and I was worried about getting copyright dings, right? Um, which kills your monetization on YouTube. And sure enough, like I went and ate lunch, came back from lunch, I had all of these hits on the stream. Um, Video can't be monetized because of all of these reasons. And I went over to, they actually have a page set up, and this is what it says. There may be tracks from the game that are not owned by Kojima Productions. In such cases, you either need to obtain use or turn the volume down until it is off while the music is playing. And I'm going to call this shit out right now. If you use licensed music in your video game, you need to provide a streamer mode for your video game because we are in 2025. Half the people who play your game are going to be streaming your game. And by not providing them with a streaming option, you're effectively nuking our monetization. And also, I now have to go through here and clear every single one of these out. And now, granted, these are not copyright strikes. These are just, they take your monetization away, and you have to clear each one individually, which takes hours of time while all the monetization is going somewhere else, which means I don't make a paycheck while I'm playing, which is just my day job. And it sucks when companies do this. I'm not very happy about this at all because the only solution is just turn the music off. And part of the cool thing with Death Stranding 2 is the music. But this is bullshit. I'm going to call that out. That's bullshit. Bullshit. They need to fix that. That's why I quit streaming the altars was because their streaming mode is broken. Because they actually have a streamer mode and it's not working. Because it takes 30 minutes to 3 hours to clear a copyright ding. It's really annoying. So I think tomorrow I may just turn the music off when I'm playing Death Stranding. Seriously, I think I'm just gonna turn the music off when I play. Like their literal website says turn the music off. Dune has a streamer mode, correct? So this is the perfect example of a game that uses a streamer mode because all of this shit right here. Where's it at? Social. All this, the CommuniNet stuff, I have that off by default because I'm in streamer mode. So none of that is audio. I don't ever hear this stuff. And the reason is because I've got streamer mode on so that none of this accidentally shows up on my streams and then kills my monetization because there are music tracks and other things in here that have different copyrights. Um, I'm very disappointed in Kojima Productions right now. As much fun as I had with the first stream of Death Stranding 2 this morning, it really sucks because, I streamed for 7 hours and, you know, to not be able to monetize that stream. and then like the playback on Twitch has like huge portions of the audio is just muted, and it's just very, very, very frustrating. And the crappy part is because I clipped all those clips and pushed them out to YouTube. I guarantee you, the muted parts are probably muted over on YouTube. So it's like, ugh. Hashtag streamer problems. Is there a date for what new patch? They do patches like every couple of days. They do hot fixes and patches to Dune Awakening. So you have to be a little more specific when you say things like, I'm waiting to buy the game until the patch, because they've already done a shitload of patches since the game went live. So you got to be more specific. The big PvP, no date. And by waiting for that patch, you're waiting for nothing because it takes 100 to 150 hours of playing the game to even get to the deep desert where those changes are going to be taking place. So you could be playing the game right now over the next however many weeks it's going to be until that patch happens and getting hundreds of hours of enjoyment out of the game rather than waiting for a patch that has no ETA. It's silly to wait on a patch. The game works fine, it's perfect, it runs great. There are hundreds of hours of content. There is zero reason to wait for some patch down the road. Zero reason to wait. Thanks for the sub, Mrs. Scoop, over on Twitch. Appreciate the support. Up to you. Everybody's got a different budget. If you can't afford it right now, then by all means wait to come out. But your argument of $50 is a lot of money, I'm going to wait. It's still going to be $50 in 6 weeks. It's still going to be $50 in 6 months. So if you're waiting, if your reasoning for waiting is it's $50, no, you're being a trolly little bitch right now who's trying to be like, but the game is a buggy hot mess and I shouldn't have to spend $50 for a buggy hot mess. That's literally what your line of questioning is pointing towards. I know exactly where you're going with it. We see Reddit trolls every single day on this channel. I know exactly where your line of reasoning goes. The game is fine. It's going to be $50 tomorrow. It's going to be $50 in 3 months. It's going to be $50 in 6 months. Just because it costs $50. If your reasoning is it's $50, I'm going to wait for a discount. That's different than saying it's $50, I'm going to wait for the game to be patched. Because the game is already patched. The game is functioning. The game has hundreds of hours of entertainment in it. There is no magical fix for whatever you imagine is wrong with the game because there's nothing wrong with the game. The patch that's coming to fix the PvP is coming in weeks and it's for in-game content, which takes hundreds of hours of gameplay to get to. So whether you start today or whether you start 3 weeks from now or 3 months from now, it's still going to take you hundreds of hours to get to the point where the PvP in the game is in the first place, to the deep desert. So don't be coming in here with that kind of nonsense, because you will get smacked with the truth. The facts! The strong hand of the facts! And $50 is nothing considering most games cost $80. Like $50 is a steal. Is it a lot of money? Yes, it is a lot of money to some people, absolutely. But it is not the $80 that most AAA companies are charging right now. So, just saying, putting that out there as well. Getting hundreds of hours of entertainment for a $50 game where there's no ongoing subscription fee and there's no cash shop? Are you fucking kidding me? This is one of the best values in gaming right now. Because I just spent 80 bucks on Death Stranding 2. I'm not going to get hundreds of hours out of that game. I'm going to get 50 to 60, and I'm already dealing with the fact that my first 7-hour stream just got hit with like 8 copyright strikes. Like, copyright dings, not strikes. Quality of life things coming in July don't affect the game that you can play right now. The early hours of the game, the 150 to 200 hours of gameplay up to the deep desert, none of the patch stuff that's coming is affecting that part of the game. So you can't make that argument at all. Nope, you don't get to do that. Sorry. Ain't how it works, honey. All of the things that were mentioned in yesterday's post are in-game quality of life things. So you can't claim that, oh, I'm just going to wait because the game's broken as it is. It's probably a feral alt, yeah. It's definitely a couple of Reddit trolls in chat right now, for sure. Just a Hustler says, for as much as this game offers and how much it will eventually have, being called expensive is what kiddies call cap. Zen Came says, I agree, start playing, don't wait. Yep. Yep. If you know, you know. It's just, yep. All right, that's done with the Deluruminium I think that I had. I could probably do some more, but I don't have enough water. How much do I have? Right, it's a hive mind. Every single Reddit troll sounds exactly the same. But, my favorite insert streamer name here told me that I'm supposed to hate this game because it's $50 and the PvP is broken and they told me that Funcom is a shitty company and I'm not supposed to like this game. That's what they told me. Nah, that was a one and done for me, United. Great game though. Assassin's Creed Shadows was an awesome game. Loved it. But Barbarossa, yes, it's because of the in-game music. Yep. Oh, I've got 212 duraluminum pieces. I could probably put together a few of this ornithopters. You know what? Let me get my notebook here, and I'm gonna actually track how many pieces of duraluminum I need in total to make this thing. So that is a 70. $70, 50. Generator is 50. Ornithopter tail 72. That's a weird number. 72. Wings are 8, and you need 6 wings, so that's 48. Storage is also 72. And the rocket launcher is going to be the last thing I make because it needs spice, and that's also 72. That's a lot of duraluminum. It's definitely not coming to console this year. They said 2026. By the end of 2026 is what they said. That means anytime in 2026. They start filming Dune Messiah in 2 weeks. So I guarantee you the launch of the console version of this game is going to coincide probably with the launch of Dune Messiah or somewhere in that ballpark because Legendary is involved in some way, shape, or form, as is the Herbert family. All right, that's a lot. Let me do the math on this. 70 plus 70 plus 70 plus 50 plus 50 plus 72 plus 48 plus 72 plus 72. I need 574. That's a lot. Holy crap. I currently have 200 and something. I have 212. I still need another 550 plus. I need a lot more. Holy crap. Um, or not 500, sorry. I need another 350 plus for sure. That'll be a few days of farming. For sure. Oh no, aluminium is nothing compared to duraluminum, and duraluminum is still nothing compared to the next tier. I can't make that decision for you, Farrell. Only you can make that decision. I don't control your wallet. I don't know your cost of living. I don't know how much money you make. I don't know any of those things. Therefore, I cannot make financial decisions for you, nor should anyone make financial decisions for you. Only you can know if something is worth it or not based on your financial situation. All I can tell you is that I'm closing in on 250 hours of live game time plus about 100 hours of beta access, and I'm having a great time. That's the most you're gonna get for me. I'm having fun playing the game. For me, it has given me hundreds of hours of entertainment. I have enjoyed every second of the game. For me, I quite enjoy it. But as the person earlier was saying, $50 is a lot of money. It is a lot of money for some people. If you live in somewhere like Argentina, $50 can be worth way more than $50 to someone in California in the United States is worth. So I don't know. Like, is it worth, is $50 5 days of your salary? I don't know. Where do you live? I don't know. Don't know what your currency is. I don't know what your living cost is. Like, I have over 125 videos in my Dune Awakening playlist, including a wazoo of reviews that people can go watch. Um, and the playlist is like, I think we're 38 episodes deep now. Well over 200 hours of gameplay live. I would say that would be an indicator as to whether or not I'm personally enjoying the game. But my tastes aren't your tastes. My tastes aren't everybody's tastes. But I am adamant about people asking me what they should spend their money on. Do not Yeah, no. Death Stranding PC. It'll probably be 2 years before Death Stranding 2 is on PC. They're gonna get their money's worth on the PlayStation for sure. Okay, that production is going. We need to build a guild base in the radiation field. Man, if the guild, if a base protected us from radiation, it would be a good idea. But a base doesn't protect you, so all you can do is fly in and fly out, or drive in and drive out. And for me, it's way easier just to fly in and fly out. Like I just did a 10-minute run and got 1,000 crystals, so it's just once you know where to go and you know which islands, it's just you go in, go out, go in, go out. I do 3 times, sometimes 4. That gets me 1,000 ore, and then I'm back to the base. 15, 20 minutes tops. And then since this is running up top for more water, I will go do some base building for a little bit to wind down my session. I don't remember where I surveyed it from. I do know I dropped a survey probe in there at some point, though. Probably from one of these points right up here north. Pretty sure it was one of these. There are more than 1 million people that have purchased this game over the last 2 weeks, Henway Gaming. You should check out DuneAwakening.com for more information on the servers and the sieges and game population, all that stuff. But they just announced yesterday that more than 1 million people have purchased the game in the last 2 weeks. But don't forget that this is a single-player RPG on top of a multiplayer backbone. So if you're like me, I'm 200 plus hours into the game and I play 100% solo. Alright, I gotta figure out how to make this half wall work if I can. I may have to strip out some. See, it'll let me do it if I go off the rooftop. What if I did this? Is anyone ever gonna see it? I don't like that. If you find someone's base out of power, can you go in and loot it? I believe so, Howie. Yes. And if you're in the deep desert, you can take control of it. Yep, yep, yep. Any abandoned base can be. Well, hang on. There's a difference between abandoned bases and bases without power. Those are 2 different things. Let's see what I want to do here. The smartest thing to do is just build this around for the moment. If I can build this down in here. It's not going to come down there like I want. Probably just destroy more of the roof to make that work. Oh no, hang on, I can get it from this angle. You. That gets me right down to the rooftop. Then I can't enclose it. I really wish this would work the way I want it to. It's not going to. Rawr! And if I put the half wall I cannot get it here, even with the rooftop there. I would have to destroy the other two probably. Alright, see, I can definitely place it when the roof is gone. The problem is... I might be able to make this work now. Hang on. Hang on, let me place that one. Hold up. Please let me place all four of these. It would be really cool if you did. It's not going to let me place that one, I bet. However, if it's hidden behind here, and nobody's ever going to see it, ooh, I might be able to make that work. If no one ever sees this, because it's enclosed, do I care about that one little hole? Not really. And I can fill this in with the triangle, maybe? Oh, I can do creative stuff here. Is it only going to be that tiny little piece that isn't covered? I think I can live with that because we're glitch building at this point, right? Thanks for the super chat, Bralad. I'm thinking I can make this work because I can kind of hide all that. Because now what I can do, I think, this is what I want to do. Is I can come out to I'll place something on the ground there. Like, seriously, I can place like some sort of interior decoration to act as a stair. Check this shit out. I guarantee you I can put a bench there or something that's going to look fine. I'll make this work. It'll have to be a... It's going to have to be an interior piece of furniture, probably. What about a light? Those aren't big enough. Okay, what about furniture? Yeah, I could totally place something here to hide that. Oh, what about that? That's a dresser. No. Dude, I'll find something to stick there. Ooh, how about a rug? It's like, no, you can't place the rug close enough to it. Damn it! How about the donkey? No. Miscellaneous. Surely I could place one of these benches. They're not very big, though, is the problem. Doesn't look that good, but it kind of does hide that hole, right? It's not centered. Come on now. We're going to move it just a skosh over. Just a skosh! If you don't know what a skosh is, I can't help you, kids. Oh, it's not wanting to move over anymore. Alright, I'm going to leave it alone for now. I don't know how to fix this back part yet. None of the rugs are big enough. That rug's pretty big. I bet, however, hold up.
Sector weather alert.
Oh, I don't care. I'm building. I'm building. I'm gonna make this work, damn it. Because I can put one of these. That'll let me do it with the rounded piece? Oh, problem solved. Problem solved. Like, that only leaves me. Well, that's what I had to. I had to put some sort of a support first. But now, like if I wanted to, I could place a rug back in here and like cover up the hole. Look at that. Like, hole is now covered. So, not that that's the way I'm going to do it, but there are creative solutions out there.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
I know, I need to go get behind this thingy. I know, I'm about to get roasted by the sand. I know. There are solutions, especially considering I'm going to cover this whole thing at some point, which is what we're about to do once the storm passes. I'm going to build this thing out 2 more. We're going to bring that down. We're going to put a wall all the way over. And then we're going to bring the wall down. Man, we're just on the northern edge of that storm, aren't we?
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Just gonna wait for that to pass over. They announced that yesterday. More than 1 million units sold in 2 weeks, which is pretty freaking epic. Took them a year to do that with Conan Exiles, and they did it in 2 weeks with this game. No, I don't think Babylonia has moved his base north yet. I think he's still down in the Vermilius Gap, I think. Alright. So this is where I have to worry about stability here. I may have to get up there and place a, I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to figure out how to make some scaffolding up there. We are the Knights of Babylonia. Ah! He did get a theme song made the other day, if you guys haven't heard that in Discord yet. Insufficient stability. Lies. Dude, I can't tell if that's outside or inside. It is a silly place. Alright, I don't know how far down I want to build this, to be honest with you. But it's getting cranky about wanting me to put a structural component in here. So I probably have to hide something up in here. Theoretically, no one's ever going to see that. Well, that's not true. That one they might see. I need to get a better POV is what I need. What if I hide a pillar right here? See, it's not. There we go. I might not be able to bring it out 4 without building pillars all the way up from the ground. This is going to be what I don't know what I'm doing. I can do that, Bubbleoni. I just need to pull mine further up in. Here, let me go do that right now. Yeah, I just need to pull mine further in. Ultimately, I'm going to be expanding this garage. But yeah, let me pull this further in, and you'll have. I bet we can get 2 more. Here, you know what I'll do? Here, I have a better idea. Let me move my bike out of the way. And then we can park one right there, and then we should have room to just pull 2 right in here. Because I don't really use my bike anymore. Alright, there should be plenty of room to pull 2 buggies in here. There you go. Alright, plenty of space. Let's park your buggy right up in my garage. Ah! I don't know how to make this work. I need structural support, damn it. I bet I have to get rid of this. It is not wanting to put this up there. It's telling me not enough support. Do I really need to come out 4? I do really want to come out 4. Damn it. How do I do this? What if I... Because I've got some pillars buried right there. I can't remember if those are center column. What if I put those... I can't get them to line up the way I want it to, damn it. Because they totally worked over here, and I cannot get them to work here the way I want to. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to put a floor, and then... The problem is I don't want to put the floor there. I want the floor to be down. What's up, Smeagol? Are you waking up, buddy? You can come over here. Come on. Come here, you big baby. You gonna come over and say hi to everybody? What time is it? You've been sleeping since like 6 o'clock this morning. It's 1:30. Oh, big stretch. You're still not awake yet. He's still sleeping. To be honest with you, I really don't know what I want to do here yet. This is gonna end up coming down in steps. But at some point, I just want there to be a shaft that comes down. Shaft! Bet I would have to move the... Problem is getting this to connect the way I want it to is not going to happen. Because what's going to end up happening is if I do this here, it's not going to let me place the medium wall. Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go. Yep. It's not going to let me place it because of the thing I put down underneath. Ooh, what's that over there? Don't destroy it! Structural walls. No, because that's going to end up blocking that. Poo-doo. I can't get what I want. Get most of what I want in life, but apparently not this. Gotta have all the skins and variants, right? The more I think about this, the more I'm just wondering if that's not the way to do it. I'll figure out how to make this work. See, I want it to flip the other way. And it won't give me what I want. Like, that will do it. But it won't drop it down, you know what I mean? And it's probably because of the way I've got this, all this real angle stuff built. I have no idea how I'm gonna make this work. Not to get it enclosed. There's no way. It's gonna have to be open on the inside because there's no way for me to run that down and enclose it. Well, I can enclose this part of it in a weird way. So really what I would do is start at this corner. I'll probably have to start it up here if I want to enclose that all the way down. I just don't know how it's gonna work yet. I know this needs to be filled in somehow. Oh, probably that right there. Although, is that going to pop up on the inside? Yes. It's got to be a wedge wall. Like so. then that can be filled in like so. And then I would fill that in until we hit the block wall. Like so. Bingo. Okay, that encloses that portion of it. I suppose one way to do this is just think about this in terms of floors. If I want this to be like if this is a well, we're coming down from here is the weird part. This is the funky part of this. What if I extend this all the way out? Which is what I've done essentially. I then probably need to flesh this out. What if I bring it all the way out, all the way down? But then I have to redo the entire... I don't want to do that. That's too much. What do I really need this to be is the better question. Because right now I'm just building for visuals, but I'm also now struggling with making all this work, so I have to justify it now. I'm like, damn it, it's gonna look cool, but what can I stick up there? If it's just gonna be a stairwell running down, I don't need to enclose any of it, and I can just say screw it. And I can just enclose this and then worry about this part down here later. So maybe start there and see how it all looks and then decide. Okay. Let's start there and figure this out. Interface. Interface. Oop. Nope, 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 no, 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 no. Interface. Could put a window here. Wedge wall. I think that works. So it's that one right there. I can't tell if it's interface or outer face. I have to bring it all the way down here and see if this is the interface or the outer face. Because I can't see it from this side to see if it's the inner or the outer. Oh, god damn it, I did it backwards. See, that's what I was afraid of. Yes, is that correct? Run it all the way down here to the bottom, because I know I can tie it in right there. Outer face. Come on now. There you go. Thank you. Now, I probably want to ramp this down like this. Oh, no, no, no. Wrong, 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 wrong. I probably want to ramp it down. Is that going to work? No, this space will definitely have functional rooms, like the top level, which will be like the landing pad for all the assault thopters. There'll end up being some facilities upstairs. Okay. Don't know what those facilities will be yet. Is that too tight? That might be too tight. Oh, that's definitely too tight. I gotta bring it up one more, don't I? Unless I do a rooftop. I don't know if I can do a rooftop on an angle. No, I can't. It's got to be one more high. All right, that's not it. Takes the entire base. You can't do one side with a solido. Takes the whole base. This is gonna be pitch black in this corridor. There's no lighting. Alright, now I probably could put a roof in here. Or an incline. Come on now. Okay. That doesn't look half bad. So let me get rid of... Yeah, get rid of that. All that. And I can't tell exactly what's back there in that corner yet. Okay, so that gets me all the way down here. So I have a nice, interesting looking tunnel coming down. I've got to enclose that part of it though. That's later. Still don't know how I do this right here. Not by accident. If they didn't keep the shields on it, it's fair game. Yep. It's yours now. Alright. I do not know how I want to make this section of the thing work. Man, it is not going to want to let me do what I want here. This is where we're going to have some issues. I bet I have to bring a solid wall out. Yeah, there we go. Come on now. There's gotta be a way to fix that right there. I don't know how though. Aha! Interface. Okay. So I have essentially figured that part out. Assuming I want to keep it this way instead of using AM. I may choose a pentashield there. But if I want to leave it open like that and have it be a cool enclosure, I'm still not 100% happy with this wraparound. But yes, permission. The numbers is the permissions. Yep. So. Now I wonder if I can do something creative with a half wall structure out here to like block all that in. I don't know if I can. We're gonna play around with something here really quick. Associates are like people on your friends list. Oh, I'm out of plastone. All right. Well, I can hold on. I can fill this in just for S and Gs and see if it's even gonna work. Oh, did I just bug it out? Oh, it hiccuped. I was like, no, wait. It doesn't quite get me to the what I want to do there. Because it doesn't die into the pillar. All right. What about the... Here's what I really want to know. Can I make the roof stuff? Or is it going to be the same issue of not wanting to line up? Because it's going to be like, no, you're not allowed to put something there. Yeah, that's the same issue it's going to give me from below. Although, like, this is what I want to know, is how creative can I get with this? Because I can get some of this to work. But not entirely, you know? The question is, can I get enough of it to work to then build something around it so that it doesn't look funky? Because if I did this and I can make it work, then I could just come in here and put a half stair in. And we've got a landing we got a, you know, platform coming up here. And I've hidden a bunch of stuff underneath it. I can't tell. I would probably have to come in here and actually build it. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fill that in the way I want. Alright, well, I could probably just make it work as is. I wish you could lay those down flat on their side, man. It would be really cool if we could take these half walls and be like, you know what? I want to flip this thing on its side and have it be like a half stair. Yeah. Well, it'll be glitch building here, because I'll just have to play around with the interior decoration stuff. I may have to go into, like, the, and I don't own any of the stuff from, like, the Chome set yet for the interior decorations. To see if there's anything in here. Oh, you know what I could do, though? Oh, I bet I could do a, hell, hold that thought. I just thought of something here. Where's it at? Yeah, what if I did 2 storage chests side by side? No one's ever gonna know, right? bet I could make that work for sure. Well, especially if I flipped him around. You're never going to notice a storage chest, right? It'd just be a stair. Of course, it's not going to have the... It's not going to have the collider of a stair. That's definitely one solution. The other solution would be to go to buy the Chome interior decoration sets and see what they have in terms of like benches and desks and stuff. Because there may be like a desk that I don't own that I could throw over here, or some sort of a bench that would hide this and act as a stair. How big are these boxes? Oh, not very big at all. Ooh, what is that? Wind chimes? Do they make noise? Alright. Where can I buy? I probably have to go back to Arakeen, right? To buy like the Chome. Well, there might be some at Pinnacle Station now that I think about it. There might be a merchant there who sells Chome interior decoration stuff. Let me go take some money. Guys, I can't put steps there. I'm tying two different planes together and they won't connect, so I have to hide the imperfections. I wanted to put a ladder going down with a pentashield around it, but it won't let you have something coming through a pentashield, which I was very frustrated when I found that out. I was like, no, that would have been so cool. There's like a pentashield and a ladder, and it's like, nope, can't have something going through a pentashield.
Still alive, are you?
I'm trying not to let that happen, Stoic. I'm trying really hard to be like, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Alright, like that desk right there, like some of this stuff I might be able to make work. Okay, I just bought those things. I don't know if any of those were going to work. What the hell? Never seen that before. I had a weird POV with my Thopter. Bugs! Quick, go to Reddit. Make a rant. Let's make a video that's going to get 150,000 views while I trash the game that I'm having fun playing. Alright. What do we got now? Furniture. What do we got? Oh, that'll work. That's gonna work perfectly. Now, this will be where I have to probably get the mouse and keyboard. over here so that I can get placement the way I want. Okay. This is gonna be fun trying to get this. This is when we need snapping. Dude, it is not gonna let me line this up the way I want to. It's gonna be like, no. No, it's like, I just need it to go a smidge. No, it's not gonna let me do it. Fuck it. What does that look like? Oh, you can still see down in there, damn it. We're gonna push it back a little. Well, I can't do a personal, and I could put lighting up here, but... Okay, so that kind of works, but I need something else to stick down in front of here to... Like, I need something lower now to, like, go in front of that. And I can't, like, put that and sink it down into the floor. But that did work. What's up, Howie? Yeah, feel free, man. All the doors should be set to guild members, so just run around and... All the pentashields and doors are set. Pillows, yeah. Well, I don't think I've purchased... How does this work? We're doing glitch building 101, kids. It's not working perfectly, but... What if I did another... Can I do one on top? See, you can't stack items either. I really wish we could stack items. Because then what I do is I could, like, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Can I put one more and, like, have it be a little bit of a landing? What's up? Okay. So the downside to this is that that does work, but it doesn't act as a stair. So you get up to the edge here and you still have to like jump up, right? That's the only downside to that. But otherwise, I have effectively hidden, and the only thing that's left is that tiny little hole right there. Which honestly, I'm probably just gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave it. I don't really care at this point. Um, and then I still have to figure out how to close that in up top. But that, especially coming in from a distance, I am gonna go in here and see what it looks like from down here. But I don't think you're gonna notice it. Oh, you definitely notice some funkiness up here, don't you? But I bet if I enclose this section up here, you're never gonna know. And especially considering long term, this all gets separated into floors. Are you coming over, buddy? Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Just a big baby. Just a big baby. Yes, you are. I talk in little baby voices to my kitty cats. Purr, purr, purr. How you doing? Yes, how are you doing? You just waking up? You're not awake yet. You've been sleeping since 6 o'clock this morning in the bed. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Wish I had your life. Eat, sleep, shit. Mm. It's getting there, Howie. It's getting there. It's a big base, though. I'm probably only about halfway done with it, theoretically. What you doing? You ready for lunch? I don't think you know what you want yet. You're not awake. No, you're not awake. What are we doing? Hmm? He has been Cuttlebug recently. Yes. Yeah. He's the chirper too. This is the guy that starts chirping when he gets really excited. None of the other cats. Every cat we have, they do something different. Leia's a nose biter. Lucas is a crybaby who hides everywhere. This guy's a chirper. Frodo's a talker. Where are you going? Blanca spits at me. Yeah, Lucas does eat cables. Cat booty. All right, you're gonna scratch my neck. No, hang on. This is what you did yesterday, and you scratched my neck because the back of that chair is like an inch wide. All right, I'll be back, guys. I gotta deal with a clinger. Stage 5 clinger alert. All right. I have figured that part out at least. In here, I will just end up enclosing it. Um, reminded me now. Just now, I gotta go check the. All right. Yeah, there's the. We did Death Stranding 2 this morning, JP. Excusez-moi. And after this morning, I'm just gonna be playing Death Stranding 2 with the music off because it's a nightmare. Like every single one of these videos, because I cut it all into 30-minute episodes as well, and every single one of these videos is getting hit with a copyright ping. It's just like, yep, if you've got copyrighted music in your game, you have got to give a streamer mode. Massive fail on Kojima Productions' part. Like, I can't believe their website, all it says is turn the music down while the music is playing. Like, turn the music off while it's playing if you don't want to get hit with the copywriting. It's like, who's gonna remember? Like, how? That's a lot of effort to like need to like. I'm playing the game in the middle of something really cool, and suddenly I need to go over and like go to my Streamlabs settings and turn the music down, or I have to go into the game settings and turn the music off. Like, no, make a streamer mode for your game and just disable that shit. Rant, rant. All right, I gotta enclose this. There is no timeline, Marek. It's if I had to guess, it's not going to be till July or August. Like it's not going to happen anytime soon. All they said is that it's coming. It's going to take time for them to implement those changes, so I would anticipate probably not going to see anything until yeah, it's going to be a bit. Matter of fact, why don't I just strip this one out? I don't have to enclose it right from here. This peace and quiet. My biggest suggestion would be to you is slow down because it sounds to me like you just skipped all the tutorial stuff that tells you how to play the game. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm legitimately saying it sounds to me like you skipped all the tutorials at the very beginning of the game that teach you about water collection, about how to gather dew, how to make a blood extractor. Like literally there's a journey system in the game that's built in which it's literally called the journey system. Here, let me back out of this. When you first start the game, you should have said, yeah, I want locked progression, and then I'm going to go through the game, and this journey system right here, it's called A New Beginning. Getting equipped. How to get your first set of armor. How to get your first ranged weapon. How to set a spawn point. How to recon a scavenger camp. Knife and skills. And everything before that, the shipwreck and everything, was teaching you. No, no, no. The tutorial, the ship that you went through, the very first thing you do when you get into the cave is you looted a backpack. And then you made a knife. And then you gathered dew from a plant. And then you learned how to make a bandage. And they went up a cliff wall and it taught you how to climb. And then you went through and you entered into a shipwreck. When you went to the shipwreck, you learned about the sun and the need for shade. You got to the shipwreck, you picked up a cutter ray. It taught you how to cut. It taught you how to go into the ship and how to use your combat, how to do melee combat. You then went through and learned about pentashields. Then you get out from that, it teaches you about respawns. Like, yeah, you have to, like, hang on. This is the next part. Salvage mine and set up a base. Um, recon the area for a scavenger camp. Like you should not have died of dehydration that soon. You need to stay in the shadows and look for dew. So this bar, don't not the tiny bar on the right. This big bar right here that's filling up right now as I click. If that bar reaches 0, you die. You can collect dew. You see that star mark right there? That represents like 1/3 of the bottom 1/3 of that bar, like from my finger down, I can't do it this way. That section right there. That section is what you can refill with dew from collecting it from plants. So the next step after the scavenger camp is the game telling you how to build a shelter. And after you build a shelter, the game is going to tell you about how to create a blood syringe to suck blood from your enemies, and then fill a blood bag, and then make a blood refiner which refines blood into
Sector weather
water.
alert. A large
But before you get to
sandstorm is
that point,
approaching.
you're going to be running around in the desert living off of plants, sucking juice out of plants. So you just got to find plenty of dew patches and don't let yourself die. You just got to suck dew, man. just just suck the water from plants. That's the only thing you can do for now. All right, that's enclosed. I might even just want to enclose this. This is gonna look funky, man. But
Sector
it'll
weather
give me the
alert.
lighting
A
that I
large
want.
sandstorm is approaching.
I don't know if that's inner face or outer face. I don't care right now. I don't think that's the right face. All right, that's probably acceptable for now. And yeah, it's gonna be. It does take a while before water stops being an issue. I would say that by the time you get your first still suit, it becomes a lot more manageable. But the game does teach you everything you need to know about water management. It just takes some adjustments because the one thing you can't do in this game is you can't go fast. Like you have to. And so right now finding a scavenger camp to fulfill the journey role is important. What you're looking for when you use the binoculars, you're looking for those camps that have like these little camps right here. You're looking for little like cave looking, if I remember correctly, those are like the cave looking things, which are the scavenger camps. And then you complete that objective. It shouldn't take you more than a few minutes where they spit you out in the desert. It is a random location, but there are dozens of scavenger camps from any spawn point in the Haga South Basin, and you use your binoculars, you find a camp, you go to the camp, you complete your objective, then you build a base. I would suggest building a base next to a, some dew plants. If you see dew plants, build your first base next to dew plants. That way you never, ever, ever run out of water. You'll always have a water right there by your house. Um, and then fuel cells. You got to find. Well, the fuel cells you won't find in camps necessarily. You'll find those on the ground as well. So yeah, but just that whole area is going to be full of stuff. I can destroy this now. Oh, I'm out of plastone to build the next railing. All right. Poodoo. All right. A matter of fact, I might have some that I can refine really quick. I think all my 6 cups of coffee finally wore off, and I'm like, "Rawr." Do I have plastone? I do not. So I need. Oh, and I'm almost at the silicone blocks. That may require some harvesting at some point. Oh, there's a spawn point right here because of the. Excuse me. Oh, those yawns are gonna hit me hard now. The spawn points changed the Coriolis storm. If in doubt, there are like 50 or 60 beginner's guides on my YouTube channel in the Dune Awakening playlist, which talk beginners through all the things they need to know if they want additional stuff to know beyond the like in-game tutorials. One of my first tips would just be when you're building your first base, and I think this is in one of the base building videos that I did, is you're going to want to make sure that you know, build your first base next to a place where you see a lot of fuel cells and next to Dune, because both of those things you're going to be using a lot of. You're going to be using a lot of water, and you're going to be using a lot of fuel cells in the early stages of the game. And if you can find, because they respawn, the dew never goes away, and the fuel cells respawn in the same place until the next Coriolis storm. But it gives you a week of harvesting. Oh, I don't need granite, damn it. Yes, you have to go inside when a sandstorm hits. My suggestion would be don't do anything the journey system tells you not to do. Don't do anything outside of what the journey system tells you to do. And don't worry about building a big base until you get to the second zone. Because the quest is eventually going to have you abandon your first base once it teaches you how to build it and teaches you how to survive. It's eventually going to send you north, and it's going to teach you that you can abandon your old base if you want to. So don't go hog wild on your first base, because it will eventually be something you abandon. Definitely build all the things you need to build to survive, but these things, by the way, anytime you see these right here, peace and quiet, this is a fuel cell box. And those little squares down on the ground, those are fuel cells. So if you find one of these, these are the ones that give you lots of fuel cells when you mine them. So it's great to find the little ones, but if you find a box like that, that's when you get all sorts of fuel cells out of them. It's great, because then you have fuel cells for days. Okay, I need some more basalt. Low fuel. You know what? Did I bring a fuel cell? Yeah, I did. Oh, not a lot though. I think my fuel cell just went. Alright, I gotta get back to base. From a bit, hanging up in there. Alright, gonna get home hopefully before my fuel cell runs out. Go like the wind! Speaking of wind, why do I see a bunch of wind coming in from there? There better not be a storm coming in with no announcement. Why does it say poor efficiency when you mine? Probably because I'm not scanning it to get the lines to follow. Alright, I gotta remember to park in a careful way so that Babylonia has room to park his buggy up in my garage. Pack that big buggy out of my little garage. Oh, I like this way more than No Man's Sky. Not even a contest. No Man's Sky isn't Dune. Like, I love the Dune IP. Like, yeah, sorry, No Man's Sky. You don't have Shai Hulud. Shai Hulud. No, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Where you at? Why you click? That stupid shit. Alright. Okie dokie. Session. Nope. I don't have to worry about the worm because I know the ways of the Fremen. I am over 200 hours into the game. I am 100% solo, 100% PvE. There is no PvP if you don't want to PvP. PvP only exists for the players who want to participate. It's an entirely... what's the word I'm looking for? I'm blanking on the word. I'm so tired right now. You have to opt in. PvP is not forced. It's not mandatory. Consensual. That's the word I was looking for. PvP is consensual in this game. So if you want to participate, you can, but you are not obligated to. Yeah, my tired brain was having a hard time with that word. Consensual. You know what? I'm going to destroy this and just put a railing here. Gives it a little more open air space. There we go. Words are hard. I agree. Words are hard. Words! Words! Alright. Now, what I ought to do over here is put like... Because I need to go down from here to be able to get down to the next floor. So I'm going to want to build like a hatch or something. Or a... What I ought to do is come over here and build like an actual... Oh, I know what I could do. You know how you go up on the skyscrapers or up on top of rooftops, right? They've got like the air conditioned units, and they'll have like a stairwell that comes up, and there's like a little room that encloses the stairwell, and then around that are like the air conditioned boxes and stuff. I could totally put like a square little room over here with a doorway on it that comes up, and then I could put some of those wind turrets and stuff around it when I move those over here. Oh, I could totally do that. Which the best part about this game is that there's a massive single-player RPG that also has a massive open-ended in-game system that supports PvP, so that you could do both intermingled. But the leveling up process is 100% PvE solo. Like, obviously there's the shipwrecks that you can go to, but I mean, I don't think I've met a single person yet that has come across anybody at those shipwrecks in the Haga Basin. I've yet to meet a single person in my chat, in my streams, in any of my YouTube videos, or and in Discord. I've never seen another person talk about meeting another person in those shipwrecks, let alone having encounters with anybody in that section. It's the deep desert. You get to the deep desert, and that's when you go, okay, here's where I can, if I want to, participate in PvP. And then there's an entire in-game gameplay loop dedicated to that if you want to do that. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. That's the best part about this game. Right, Tombs? Exactly. Ooh! Aurora says they got attacked when they did their Swordmaster quest at a shipwreck but got away. Well, you are the first, Aurora. The first I've heard about. Spice Blow! So I think we're going to put that little cubby maybe right here. I don't know how I'm going to come up to it yet. Yeah, he might have thought you were an NPC. That's true. Hey, we got two ornithopters over here right now. I wonder who they be. Questers doing stuff. I don't know if I want to stick it right here. This seems like a good place to stick it. Because it lines up. Yeah, because I could tie this right into the wall here and just have it be... Oops, I put that in the wrong place. That's why it's not working. Correct. That's the other thing. Like, if you want to do base building and stuff, you can ignore all of that other stuff. Like, because we've been losing... I think I might have destroyed one on the other side by accident. We've been losing dozens of hours to the base building. Okay. So I can legitimately make this a stairwell coming up somehow. And we can have this be the top floor. Yep. I think we're going to use this rooftop style right here. And then we can put, I don't know what kind of doorway here, some sort of door. Let's put this right here. I forgot to flip it. There it is. Boom. Okay, I made it all work, guys. Like, I got all that to work the way I wanted to. That doesn't look half bad. Like, it's not, this is not a perfect solution, but it hides the hole until such time as they give us some sort of a better system to, like, mesh two planes together, because that's what that is. And then I've got this as a locked door coming on off the top of this. I'll have a ramp, I'll have stairwells going down to the top floor of this. I'll probably have 3 floors inside of here. And then we've got this whole thing is connected now. The only thing that's separate is the garage. That's the only thing that's separate at this point. So let's go take a look at this now, because we should be able to get a nice view of the whole thing connected. And then once I move like the wind turbines over here on top of this rooftop, and I can like, yeah. That looks good. That looks good. Okay, I'm pretty proud of that. We've got a nice structural thing that ties in here. Oh, I'm missing a rooftop. Woo! I gotta fix that. Missing a roof tile. And the corners don't quite match up because the corners, there's no green corners pieces. Alright, that is looking tight. Yeah, buddy. And it's 100% connected. bottom to top now. So, the only thing that's not 100% is I don't have the floors inside that main building, so there's no current stairwell to get up from the main building to the top. But we could literally go in here right now and get all the way up to the top through the stairwells. It's dark as hell in here though right now. Ah! Don't have any lights yet. We can go all the way up this stairwell. Go up through here. There's another stairwell, which gets us up around the corner, through a doorway, which gets us up to another stairwell, which leads us up around the corner, through another doorway, and that leads us up to our little outdoor landing through the pentashield. Now we're outside, and then we go up another stairwell. And we go through the hidey hole door on the side. Through this door. By the way, dark room. We don't know what we're doing here. And now we're up on the landing platform. So when I get the assault ornithopter built, I will then come up here and figure out how to expand this landing platform to accommodate. And then I'm going to have my assault ornithopter parked up here. And you know what would be really cool is if I enclosed the entire outer edge with a pentashield. Oh, that would be dope. Because if I have everything connected, I can go from that corner there, come all the way around, and go all the way around to the other corner, and I can have a giant pentashield wall that encloses this entire base. We're getting there. And then, and only then, do we start the interior decorations. I'm telling you, this thing's going to be several months of my time. Oh yeah, I've got so many more because I still got to build my spice refiners, which means I'm gonna need bigger generators, which are um, the next tier. These bad boys right here. These I'm gonna need some of these, and I'm not ready to make those yet. But we're gonna have to graduate to those at some point. Yeah, buddy. We got a long way to go, though. A long way to go. How many am I up to now? I needed 574. I don't even have half of the duraluminum I need for my assault thopter. End of the week. I think at the end of the week I'll have enough to build the assault ornithopter, but I won't have enough to make the rocket launcher. Um, well, I think I'm still a long way. Excuse me. I think I'm still a long way from needing more power. Yeah, I'm a long way from needing to worry about power. I'm only using 990, and I'm at 774 of 900 circuit power, so I got a ways. The question I then have is, do I keep the garage in its current place, or do I move the garage as well? I haven't made that decision yet, because what I could do, because the garage is its own thing, and I own the land all the way out to there. So what I might end up doing is like have this be its own separate building and just expand this out over in that direction and put bigger doors so that all the guild members can roll their buggies in here so that we have a massive like right now the doors are not very tall. But if you can imagine if I make that door like instead of 1 high, make it 2 high and then have it be like, you know, 8 wide or something. Because I could bring that back all the way back in here and then have a much wider entrance to then funnel people's buggies and bikes and everything else in. Now really all I have to do is bring the base out in this direction, like another probably 6 squares, and I could accommodate that. That's probably what I'll do with the garage. And then I can keep the garage completely separate on the back side of the base. We can have all the mining facility tools down in here in this area where everybody's going to park their mining machines. And then we can use the top for like ornithopter parking. Yeah. I'm pretty stoked with this. Where am I at base building wise? I want to see how many pieces I've used. I should be around 1,500 now. Nope, not quite. 1,300 out of 5,000. I got so much space left. Lights are gonna be the tricky part though. I'm probably gonna end up making more open windows. Thanks, Deeks. Alright, on that note, everybody, I think I'm going to wrap. Because I already did about 6.5, 7 hours earlier this morning playing Death Stranding 2. Tomorrow, we'll be back. Same schedule tomorrow. We'll be doing Death Stranding 2 for 5 or 6 hours in the morning, and then I'll take a break, and then come back after the break for more Dune Awakening. So, yeah, I'm bushwhacked. Oh, there's no angular windows, Barbarossa. You can only do straight windows. So when you're doing an angled stairwell like I did, you have to use solid pieces because you have to do triangles that fit together to go down. Anyway, folks, have a great day. Enjoy your Dune, and then I'll see everybody tomorrow morning bright and early for more Death Stranding.